Hey, I'm Supats, lifelong solopreneur. Now living my life with only one passion to help solopreneurs to launch their digital products on fast track so that they can be profitable as fast as within 1 week, and they want to scale, they can join the membership. And as a bonus, I show them how they can sell their digital products all over the world using affiliates. Without further delay, let's get started. This is very rarely happens that you look at somebody's profile and you think, oh my goodness, this is the person I just want to be. This person has everything that I always wanted to be. This person is like my future self. It is so cool if I can achieve everything what this person achieved. And that's the feeling I got when I looked at Sandy Weston's website. I looked at her website. She has a podcast. She is author. She is a great public speaker. She has everything that I always envisioned myself doing it, and that's my dream. So it's like she's like a dream come true for me because I want to learn from her. I want to learn from her. I want to know how can I be in her shoes in future, what I need to do. And I'm pretty sure you may not want to have all the things what she achieved, but I'm pretty sure even if we can achieve one thing of all things she has achieved, still it will be so empowering for our life. And that's how special our today's guest is. So, Sandy, without further, sorry, I'm just saying, Sandy, if you want me to say Miss Western, I can say that, but yeah, okay. So, without further delay, I just want to say thank you for being a guest on New Beginning Inspiration for You podcast. And I'm pretty sure because your website gave me so much of inspiration, I can't wait for your podcast and gain more and more inspiration just by listening to you and talking to you, and I'm pretty sure my audience will have the same experience. So stage is all yours.
Oh, first of all, do you know I have been hosting radio shows, podcasts for over 17 years, and I've been on podcasts. And I don't think I've ever had an intro like that ever in my entire life. So kudos to you, man. Kudos.
Thank you, because it is really inspiring. Whatever my show, you will never find anything structured and rigid, and it is heart to heart talk. It is very genuine, very authentic. So I don't have even structure for other people because I have been a guest on many podcasts and they say, oh, we have this structure, then this question, and
Yeah.
this is what you have to follow. I don't have that because I want whoever comes on my show, I want them to shine. I want them to talk from their heart. And I'm just sharing whatever I felt after looking at your site and profile, and I just wanted to share it with the audience. So hey, let's
Well,
yeah.
it was awesome. It's awesome. And first of all, you call me Sandy. And what should I refer to
Oh, you
you
can
as?
just call
Because
me
you're
Sue.
okay.
Yeah.
Miss Sue. By the way, your background, you didn't know this, but they call me, they always say, oh, Sandy, she's having a moment. She's out talking to a tree. So behind me, there's a tree.
Yes.
But I'll go through steps. Like someone was just talking to me. They wanted to write a letter to someone, and it was a difficult conversation. And it was an estranged relationship between her and her mother. And she's like, if you tell me just to go sit under the tree. And I said, well, I do have some tips, but then I would go and sit under a tree and talk to the tree.
I had got into gardening during pandemic because of my husband's push, but now I enjoy it and I really go and talk to trees. And I
Yeah.
really consider them as my kids. And there is a study done that there were two similar plants. One was cursed, and another was given positive vibes. And the plant which was cursed died almost, and the plant which was given positive vibes really flourished and grew really well. And that is what I just saw even in your profile, even in your
Mhm.
attitude, the positive mindset. So tell
Yeah.
me how you cultivated that, because weeds are natural, but if you want to really have something significant, you have to work towards it. And positive mindset is not that natural. It doesn't come like that. You have to work for it. So
Mhm.
you tell me your journey.
So I really believe that I was very blessed to come into this world, this lifetime, feeling like there was something bigger than me out there, Sue. I didn't, even as a kid, I'm like, no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on, I always felt, since I can remember, this energy force of feeling loved, always. And I wanted to make it my life's journey to give that to others. So my mission has always been to spread joy, because I do agree with you. You can have it innately, like some people are born more with it than others, but it can be cultivated. And every single day, I work on it. Every single day, I use movement, words, and laughter to get into that positive, powerful mindset. And I'm gonna say I was fortunate, although I call God Neil. Me and Neil had conversations, and I don't want that life again. But because I came into such a humble beginning, I was born in the projects, which, okay, it has its challenges right there. But my mom spent most of her life in mental institutions. So as a kid, it was like a double whammy. Not only was I being bussed into the nicer school area and, not dressed like they were dressed, so they knew I came from the projects and I spoke like I came from the projects, but also even the people in the projects would joke and make fun of us because my mom had severe, severe mental health issues. And I just can remember at a very, very young age thinking it's going to be okay because something bigger than me loves me. And I don't know why. I just always felt that way. And now keep in mind, Sue, I did not know this. I call it movement, words, and laughter now. And I do a lot of speaking engagements. Even my TED talk was on movement, words, and laughter. But as a kid, I didn't label that. But I can remember as young as 9, always dancing around and moving. I can remember just moving and two of my favorite jams just to feel good. And then thinking, how do I want to show up today? And I would pick one word, whether it was joy, fun, love, ease, and flow. And then I would write it down somewhere. And I would just say, okay, now what do I have to do to feel more joy, to feel more love? And I would think about it throughout the day. And then sometimes I would just write in my thoughts or scribble scrabble, I would call it, my brain drain, in a journal. Now, I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't label it. I just did it a lot because it could take me into another state of mind to visualize where I wanted to go. And also could drown out all the noise and the screaming, yelling going on. And I've been doing this for so long that I didn't even realize people didn't do it. So imagine that. So here I am, years later, very blessed, got a dance scholarship, got out of there, had this beautiful life, moving forward beyond my wildest dreams, and didn't realize that what I was teaching people, I've been doing since I was a kid. I wasn't even putting it together. I was fortunate. I ended up, opening up health clubs and doing a lot of speaking engagements and being NBC 10's fitness, expert, all these things that were beyond what I could even imagine. But what I didn't realize to many, many years later is the thing that I'm teaching, it's like the little things you do every day that can only take a minute, 3 minutes. It was so ingrained in me because I've been doing it at such a young age to survive. Now, other people, and there's no judgment, they didn't do that way. They were drinking or doing drugs to drown out all the craziness. And I don't blame them. I mean, because it was really rough. But for me, for some reason, I felt so good when I moved, when I wrote a word, and then I would just laugh and be silly about everything. And here I am. It wasn't until, I'm going to say, I was in my late 50s that I realized it was movement, words, and laughter. I didn't even put it
Oh, you
together
don't
because
look
it was
like
just.
you look really young. I can't believe it.
I just turned 65.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah, I can relate to you so much because even I got really humble beginnings. Not as much as you, but still it was quite humble beginning. And I'm so thankful for that because now everything what I have, even just going to backyard and looking at the fruit trees, I appreciate. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everything. And I
yeah.
remember in childhood, I had lots of questions, and even yeah, I can say that during teenage, even I had some mental issues and all. And that time, generally, there are two choices. People take only one choice. They go for drugs. Somehow
Yeah.
I chose the path of spirituality because that gave me peace and happiness, and that answered many of my questions. And I'm so
Mm,
thankful that okay, I chose that path. And when you were telling me your story, I said, okay, she also had those two choices and she chose to be on the
yes.
positive path. And that is so encouraging, that is so inspiring. And it's really, it's always depends on you, your choices. I remember a story when guy was alcoholic and he has two kids, and one kid actually becomes very successful and doesn't even touch alcohol, and second kid becomes alcoholic, and the both were asked, why are you where you are right now? What is the reason? So the person who became alcoholic, he said, because my dad was alcoholic, I followed his
Hmm.
path. And the other kid, his brother, said exactly the same thing. My dad was alcoholic and I never wanted to be like that. So I never touched
Mm.
alcohol and I became this way. So it is your choice. You cannot blame your circumstances. It is your choice, and that will define you where you are and what you are becoming. Yeah, that is so inspiring. So,
Well, and I have a lot of family members and close friends that started off using drugs as an escape because it's hard once you start down that path. It is hard to stop, but it's never too late. And one of my closest friends, I think he must have been in his late 50s, and he turned his life around
wow.
and completely off drugs. Great job. Got married. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful life.
Yeah, when you see such lives changing, means, oh my goodness, it must be so heartwarming, right?
It's so heartwarming. And the thing that I always say, I mean, we always have choice. I've never felt like a victim of my circumstances, but I also felt very blessed that I had that gift to know this is the way out. And I don't think everyone did. I mean, I could see why you would just want to immediately drown the suffering. I get it, especially as a young kid. It's so hard. I don't even know why I did it. I really don't. But I've always was so grateful that I had that strength and that I had that connection to something bigger than me and felt so loved and that I had a purpose that it made me, like you said, every single day. I get excited about the littlest things. Like everyone's like, oh gosh, she's celebrating this, she's celebrating that, she's celebrating. It's because I don't take anything for granted.
I know.
Every,
And that is such a
every
great attitude. You have one life to live. And every moment, if you celebrate, oh my goodness, how joyous the life will be. Because, if you
Yeah.
want to complain, you can find various things to complain about. But if you want to be grateful for, you can find various things to be grateful for. And I
Yeah.
see actually you mentioned about the journaling and goal setting. I've
Hmm.
been told to do journaling for a long time, and I started doing just recently. So I want to
Hmm.
know more about your journaling experiences.
So I'm going to take you back a little bit. I mean, we're talking in the 90s, like maybe 1998. Uh, a lot of my staff, I would sit around and I always have a story to tell them or a parable or a lesson. And they said to me, and I'm not a writer, but they're like, Sandy, you really should write a book. You always have these life lessons. I said, I don't know. And then I thought about it and what would I want it to be about? And then it came to me. I don't want to write a book, but I would love a guidebook that would help people get into that positive, powerful state of mind. And back then, I mean, not that people didn't journal, but what right now journaling, like almost everybody knows about it, whether they do it or not, it's accepted. But back then, it wasn't a big deal. So I spent, Sue, a year interviewing people that I felt exuded pure joy. And I was able to do this because I had thousands of members. So I took 100 people from all walks of life. It didn't matter. I wanted to be very, very varied. And I asked if I could interview them and then I would give them free memberships to my gym. And
Wow.
so I did. And I'd say, I'll give you free trainings or whatever. I want to be able to interview you. I want to see, like, what's the secret sauce? Is there something that could be translated? Is there something, a technique, we could teach? And for the longest time, I couldn't find anything. I'm like, okay, you either are born with pure joy or you're screwed, right? I was laughing, like, that's it. Can't teach it. And then I was sitting there with one of my assistants, and they're like, oh my God, Sandy, look at it, look at it. And what I saw is that every one of those people did something every day, Sue, to get into a positive, powerful mindset. They didn't let they didn't let life happen to them. They happened to life. Whether it was a few minutes or a few hours, they did something, a ritual that made them feel good. Now, it wasn't always working out, meditating, or journaling. It could have been baking muffins. It could have been singing. It could have been playing with their dog. It was so varied. It couldn't have been making list, but whatever it was, they were determined to show up in the life with a powerful, positive mindset for the most part. So I thought, oh my God, this is it. I'm going to create a journal book, a guidebook to help people get into that positive, powerful mindset who don't have this ritual. So then I took another year and I gathered what I called the powers to be, different people from walks of life to help me formulate this guidebook, my first guidebook. And I got neuroscientists, exercise physiologists, nutritionists, gurus, spiritual leaders, because I wanted them to help me, even though it was only going to be a few minutes, create a guidebook that would help people get in this powerful, positive mindset. So what happens? I do another year, Sue, and I go and I say, hey, I want you to use this guidebook. It's going to take you 5 minutes a day and it's going to change your life, and pick one area that you want to take up a notch. Well, after a year, it failed. It failed big time. Maybe one person did it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I go back to one of my favorite people, Dr. Zeb Kendrick, who was the head of the exercise physiology department at Temple. I'm like, what happened? He goes, well, Sandy, if they don't already have this belief system, even if it can improve their life, they're not going to take 5 minutes a day to do it. Make it a minute to 3 minutes a day, and they're more likely to do it. And then tell them just a minute to 3 minutes a day. And if they see results in 30 days, they'll keep doing it. And so I took another year, and that's what happened. And then they did it. So back then, I created Train Your Head and Your Body Will Follow, some little stories, parables with two journals in it to do. And it really was a guidebook that would take you a minute to 3 minutes to start your day, because I knew that if people were going to stay with it, yes, some people have a routine and they do 45 minutes in the morning, they do an hour and a half and 2 hours. But I was trying to get to people that were inconsistent, weren't doing anything, to show them that they can choose or be more in control of their life. They can. And then from there, I more recently wrote another one that's for kids, actually, called Recess to Reset. And I did another one for adults, my 30-day reset plan. And it's all to get you in that powerful mindset. It's a guidebook. It's something that will prompt you so that you realize this is the day I want to have. And it's not a lot. We're not talking, you could just do a minute that day, or a minute in the morning, minute in the afternoon, minute at night. It's the consistency. Now there are so many amazing journal guidebooks out there, but the only thing I'm going to recommend is if you don't have a steady routine, it's like working out. Don't go from not journaling to doing a system that's going to take you 45 minutes a day. Start small.
Oh, yeah.
And build.
Take small steps, and as you are ready, you can progress ahead. Perfectly right. And I liked actually what you said about the meditation, because that is what my daughter tells me. She said, Mummy, baking is like meditation for me. And for me, going to gym is like meditation, because I am actually working out, but I'm always thinking of God. And that is constantly I'm thinking of God. And I said, I'm working out, but I'm meditating, and that is a really powerful concept, because you never think, you just think meditation means a set program, either you listen and then you just follow and all. No, you can meditate day to day while living your regular life, and that is so empowering. That is really amazing. So I see you expert in so many areas. You mentioned about you had gym and all. So tell me a little bit about fitness and health. Yeah, means your perspectives about that.
So they go hand in hand. Mental and physical fitness, they're all the same thing. When you know that when you feel good mentally, you're probably going to move more. And when you move more, you feel better mentally. You can't chop the head off from the body. It's all connected. When you move, even for a minute, it will change your outlook on life. I mean, you can feel it. If you just sat here and moved your arms up and down like this, you would feel better. And you can already feel the blood flowing. And there are so many studies out there that show, forget long duration, but that even with it in 1 minute, how you can change the way you look at life. So for me, I always said it wasn't about whether or not your arms got tight. That was a side benefit. I cared more about how you felt mentally and physically. And if your abs got tight, if your butt got the way you were, they were side benefits. But if I could get you loving yourself, liking who you are, feeling good about your self-worth, then you are more likely going to get the results anyhow. Because what happens is, let's say you get really upset and you're angry, you don't like the way you look, and you're going to go to the gym, and you're going to work out all these days, and you go from doing nothing to 7 days a week. It's not sustainable. Most everyone, they just stop. They just do. But if something fires you up and it motivates you, like, I'm not going to take this anymore, and you start out seeing success, like, I'm going to just move for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to move for 10 minutes, until you might just stay with 10 minutes a day. You might stay with 10 minutes 3 times a day, whatever works for you. But you go, wow, I can do this, and I'm going to find something that I actually enjoy. Then you're more likely to stay with it. And that's the thing I've seen year after year from owning. I've owned health clubs since, I started in the fitness business in 1985. My first health club I owned was in 1993. And I've had so many amazing success stories from my members, and we were very, very fortunate and that we did retain a lot of them. But I can tell you the ones that didn't stay with the program is because it just wasn't doable for them. You know what I mean? It wasn't sustainable for them to go that often for that long, or they picked something they hate. And there's too many ways to get fit. You don't even have to go to a gym. I mean, there's so many ways, things you could do in your home that you could do outside. So right now it's January and everyone's talking about, Sandy, what should I do to be fit? Like, what's the in thing, whatever. And I've never was into a specific food plan or a diet. But the thing that I tell people that you can do right now is like the most amazing thing you can do for yourself as far as being fit mentally and physically is, number one, just get up and move first thing in the morning for a minute, whether it's dancing around or calisthenics, move for 1 minute. And then every hour, just get up and move for 1 minute. Go outside, take a breath, go up and down your stairs just for a minute. It'll make you feel so much better. That's number one. Number two, as far as eating, slow down. So let's not get crazy about what you should and shouldn't eat, but let's just think. If you slow down when you eat, then your mind and body can catch up to whether or not it's full. So people that eat slow, I eat so slow, I drive people crazy. So I drive people crazy, but I don't overeat because I'm enjoying my food. I really feel good about what I'm eating. And in between, I'm putting my fork down. If people just did that, that would be amazing. Just eat slower. And then slowing down by, let's say you're going to eat something and you're not sure if it's serving you well. Just take 30 seconds, take a step back, slow down, take a beat and say, if I eat this, am I going to feel good about it tomorrow? That's it. I'm not saying you shouldn't eat it. If you say, yeah, I want that cookie, I want that snack, I want that pepperoni pizza, I just want you to take a beat and say, if I eat this, is it serving me well? Will I be happy about my decision tomorrow? Is it going to get me where I want to go? And if you go, yep, I'm good with that for now, I want that ice cream, yep, then go ahead and eat it. If you just did that, it would have a major impact in your life, mentally and
I
physically.
can relate to you so much because I really liked how you said that mental health and physical health, they are so interconnected. Because I have a pharmacology background, and I also realized one thing, that any disease that is shown in your body, first it is manifested in your mind and then it shows on your body. So they are so connected, and many times people
Yep.
don't look at that way. And loving yourself, I really like that, because unless you love yourself, you cannot love others. So you have to love yourself, and that is your responsibility. And also enjoy
Yes.
workout. I would like to tell you one story. This is so important because I remember that time my husband was working, and he would start working out like 10 p.m. at the night time, and he would do it as a chore. He didn't enjoy, he just, because he just had to do it, and he would do it. And then I would tell him, please do it as fun, as enjoyment, and early in the morning when you have energy, not at the night time, just because you have to do it and do it. You see, I will just tell him, you won't
Mm.
see benefits of that. And I'm really happy he changed, and now he does early in the morning, and even if he goes to gym, he goes in the afternoon, so that he doesn't torture himself. Because I used to feel so sad. I say, why is he torturing himself? This has to be really fun. He should be enjoying it, and he used torture. So this is so important. And again, you mentioned about the eating slow. This is so important because many times the diseases also happen because of the food which is not digested. And if you gulp your food, see, many times the carb digestion happens in your mouth because of the all the enzymes there. And if you don't eat
Yeah.
it slowly, the food goes undigested into your body, and then even they can cause problem. I have been told that chew your food and how many teeth you have in your mouth. So if you have 32, chew it 32 times. If your wisdom teeth are gone, or if you never got wisdom teeth, then chew at least 28 times. So chew as many teeth you have, and that is so important because I think that is how kids learn. So that is how I learned. And now my daughter tells me eating slow is mindfulness. So I can relate to your every point. It is so good. And again,
Mm.
I really liked your point. You said that whatever you are eating, ask yourself whether it is means basically you will feel good about it. And I
Yeah.
had exactly the same perspective. I used to say, okay, whatever I'm going to eat right now, is it going to help me or hurt me? Yeah, potato chips, yeah, they will taste good. Yeah, it will satisfy maybe just my taste buds. But what about my remaining body? Means, is it going to
Yeah.
help me? Is it going to help me or is it going to hurt me? If you just ask this simple question, yeah, I mean, I could relate to your each and every point, and it is so full of wisdom. Totally. No, I also come across with many people, and they say, yeah, fitness is good, but that is good for young people. But what about someone who is over 40 or someone who is going through menopause and all? Is it really doable? What you would like to say to them?
Well, first of all, I don't, if you can tell my personality, I like to look at the lighter side of things. I take things, not that I don't get upset, angry, but I shift into a lighter perspective because I really do think that we make a big, I call it, we make a big hairy deal out of things. And I don't want to make a big hairy deal out of things. So when I'm looking at working out or eating, I want to take a lighter attitude and I want to have fun with it. And I want to enjoy if I'm changing the way I eat or the way I'm working out in general. That's number one. Number two, as far as working out and moving, the work, I mean, the workouts might change because you're changing as you get older. But I do think a lot of it is our mindset and that we stopped doing it. So I'm not saying people don't get injuries and bone issues and all that, but I am 65 and I still go and mountain bike, hike, and dance like a crazy person and jump up and down. It makes me feel good. So when we were out to a dance party, I'm the person jumping because it still feels good to me, but I also never stopped doing it. So I continue to do it and I don't ignore my body. I listen to my body because I realize I'm not in my 20s. I'm not doing the same exact thing, obviously, in my 65, but I'm also not limiting myself. And actually, I challenged myself this year. So every year, I tell my clients and I go on my daily joys on social media and I say, what's the one belief that you have that you would like to challenge that doesn't serve you well? Like one belief you have, just one, that a story you keep telling yourself that you would like to challenge because it doesn't serve you well. And for me, my big challenge is what is the 65-year-old body really capable of? Like, I want to have fun and show that I can break barriers even though I'm 65 because I want to. Now, I enjoy working out, so I'm different. I love lifting, I love biking, I love hiking. So for me, it's like I'm getting excited and I want to show what is the human body capable of. Now, that being said, I don't do things that feel pain. Like if my shoulder was bothering me, I might change the exercise. If my joints were bothering me, I wouldn't run. But I don't put limitations on myself. And the biggest thing is as you get older, you should move, definitely move
More.
because you don't have any choice. But I'm not saying you go in and take a high intensity cardio, kickboxing class, or you could, but you want to move. You want to stretch. You want to do some type of strength training. It's good for you physically and mentally. You don't have to do it at a fast pace. You could, hey, I know people in their 90s that take chair yoga. They're still moving.
Absolutely. Yeah. No excuses, If you love yourself and your health is the best gift you can give to your family. And I
Yes.
found solopreneurs, especially lady solopreneurs, they put their health at the last thing in their life. And
Mm.
I'm not actually blaming them or judging anybody, because I learned myself really hard way, because I was
Mm.
bedridden, and actually bedridden couple of times in my life. Once because of my spinal injury, but second time it was just because of my negligence, and I was bedridden, and my family was really lost, and they couldn't
Sure.
find him what is where what and all, and then I said, no, my health is my priority, because that is the best gift I can give it to my family. And I learned it really hard way. Now if I have a choice whether to do the health or any particular business related
Yeah.
thing, if it is nothing related to the client I'm serving, I can put it that at back burner, but first I will give priority to my health. It is so important. It is so important.
Absolutely.
And your motto is like that, all it takes 1 to 3 minutes a day to change your body. And I
Mhm.
really love it. Means people, even if they implement that, that will be so good. That will be so life changing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you're not gonna, there's not an and, but you want to get into the consistency of realizing that yes, life is going to bang you around. It is. And there are going to be tough times. But for me, it's just about, I don't want to get stuck there. How long do you want to stay there? And the resilience of being able to get back to feeling more pure joy. And for me, pure joy doesn't mean everything is pippy skippy. It's my
Pollyanna
mindset
syndrome, no.
and how I look at things. And I do, when I'm upset, I sit with it. Like you were talking about meditation. For me, it's just being aware of my thoughts. And am I feeling angry, upset, disappointed, scared, fear? And I acknowledge it. And because I'm willing to acknowledge it and sit with those different feelings and thoughts, I can shift out to, okay, now what thoughts could I have to serve me well? But it doesn't take long. Like getting up in the morning and just being with yourself and saying, okay, where am I today? And let's say you're just feeling melancholy. Well, then you're not going to pick, oh, I want to be pure joy today. You might just say, I want to feel peaceful today. I want to feel ease and flow. And just reflecting on that word throughout the day, it's going to shift you to go, okay, well, if I wanted ease and flow and I'm not feeling ease and flow, what could I do to get back there quicker? So that's why it doesn't take long. And then, like, even when you're in that mindset, you'll be able to say, okay, I want to pick a movement. Well, I want it to be fun. Let's say your word is fun. Well, what could I do? What do I enjoy that's fun? Dancing is fun. Some people, going out and walking their dog is fun. There are people I know, their exercise, Sue, is they put their what do you call it, where they do the laundry room, I guess they put it in the basement, so they have to go up and down 3 flights of steps, and they enjoy that. Find your way. I know people that do lunges and squats while they're doing the dishes. I mean, it doesn't have to be this
Yeah,
set
yeah.
system.
Actually, I do my push-ups while I'm filling a water bottle. Yeah, because it is going to
Yeah,
take time. My filter is slow, so I just do push-ups over there to the wall push-up. Hey, counter push-up. Why not? Yeah, yeah.
it
So
works.
totally
It
agree
works.
with you. Totally agree with you. Yes. Yeah. So I just want to ask you, so how can we set ourselves up for the success and reach our goals? Because everybody has goals. So, and especially now January, everybody is thinking, okay, goals, 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 goal setting. I want to know, what is your opinion?
I love setting goals. I for me, I pick that I am setting benchmarks, and I call them benchmarks because that way, if you put down all these goals and you don't really reach all of them, which many people don't, I mean, you reach high at least they're benchmarks and you have something to focus on and where you want to go. I also set intentions, like what intentions do I have for the year? When I do that, for me, it excites me more. And then when I'm looking at what I want to accomplish, which is a goal, I really truly believe that you're more likely to reach more of your goals if you only focus in on one. So when you go after all these different things, you end up not doing any of them. So let's break it down. For example, let's say you have three main areas that most people want to work on. One is your body, your health, right? That's one area, your body, your health. The second area is love, relationships. That could be anything, significant other, your children, spouse. The third thing is money, career. So those are the three main areas, right? You want to work on your money, career, love, relationships, or body health. If you pick one of those areas to focus in on, even for the next 30 days, even, and you really focus in on, okay, I want to have more joy in my relationships. I want to have more abundance in this. You are more likely to also see those other areas come along because you're seeing improvement in that area. So the other things come. So that's why I tell people, if you really make a goal, start out, okay, by the end of the year, I'd like to do that, whatever it is. I want to start my own business. Why do you want to start your own business? Why does it excite you? Okay, what it makes you feel good about? Okay, fine. And then you back it into, now, what do I have to do? And then I see people go, oh, in order to start my own business, I have to do this, this. All right, I don't want to do that. Okay, fine. So then you realize I don't really want that because I don't want to really do that to get that. Okay, fine. So then you switch, you go again or say, okay, I think I would like a new job, whatever it is. Okay. Now, what do I have to do to get there? Okay, that I can have fun with. That I'm willing to do. Do you see? Now it's more of a realistic goal. And then once you set that goal, whatever it is, and you say, okay, I'm willing to do that, because you got to look at it. You have to say, yeah, I'm willing to do that. And I don't have to do it. I'm going to do this every week, 3 times a week. I'm going to go out and I'm going to connect and network to find a new job. Let's say you want to get in shape. Okay, fine. Some people say, I want to lose X amount of weight. Okay, great. Well, are you willing to do that? You have to be really honest with yourself. And I call it the brain drain because, Sue, I really think it's important that when you say, I want this, this, and this, that you break it down and go, am I willing to do that? And it's okay if you're not. It's okay. But if you are, then we can break it down and say, all right, what do I have to do to get there? Well, I believe I should reach out and go on podcasts. I want more clients. I need to go and meet friends at my church, whatever, because I want to date more. There's always things. But the more you see it and the more you write it down and the more that you can say, okay, I can come from a love-based emotion to get there. Like, for example, I call love-based emotions anything that makes you feel good inside. Like I can have joy, peace, instead of being like anxious and angry and frustrated and guilt. You're more likely you're going to get that goal.
Yeah, this is so important because focused magnifying glass actually that can burn paper. But if you are scattered everywhere, you are just going to make the paper warm and you are not going to achieve anything. This is so important. It is really important.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other things come along. People go, but I don't want just that. I wanted this and I want that. I get it. But how's that working out for you right now? And so let's narrow it in. And then when your body and mind see success, you can build on it. Think about it. If you always wanted to do a push-up, right? And you never could do a push-up, and you go to the gym and finally you're doing a push-up, that's every other area of your life because now you feel more confident and powerful. Let's say you always wanted to write a book and finally your book gets published. Well, now that's going to affect your personal life too. It all trickles. Whenever you're feeling confident and good about any area of your life, it trickles into all the areas of your life.
Everything is interconnected, no doubt about it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
no, actually, if the audience wants to know about the game plan and the power statement and the action plan, what can you tell them?
So your power statement. So in the journal, the reason I have little prompts like that is I want you to think of a statement that fires you up. Like, what is a powerful, positive statement that makes Sue feel good? Not Sandy. Like, it could be that I am a powerful creator who shows up in life with peace, love, and joy. I am an amazing creator. I love my body the way I am. I love looking great in my clothes. Isn't it great being financially free? I mean, whatever area you're working on. So if I was working on money career, I love having abundance in my life and doing what I love. I love having financial freedom. I love having a job that I enjoy. If it's my body, I love moving with ease and flow. I love the way I look in clothes. If it's love relationship, it's so great being able to see my friends. Isn't it nice that I can get along with my peers? Whatever, it's a power statement that for the area you pick to work on, like we said, the three main areas: money, career, body, health, love, relationship, that makes you feel good when you say it. So you write down your power statement and then you're saying it over and over to yourself, even on the days you don't believe it. You'll get there. And then your action is just, again, what we talked about. What action, even a little action, are you going to take today to get closer to the goal that you determined? Today, I'm going to call a friend and let him know that I want a speaking gig. I'm going to go on social media and change my LinkedIn page. Or I want to buy a new home. I'm going to go out and I'm going to talk to 3 realtors. There are little actions that you're willing to take. And I like putting them down and writing them. Some people love crossing them off because you're more likely to do that action because you committed to it. And then there's no judgment. You don't feel guilty if you didn't. The next day, if you didn't take that action, you go, okay, I'm putting it on the top again. And again, it's not about beating yourself up. This is not for you to go, I said I was going to do that and now I'm not. No. The consistency, you just keep doing it until finally it kicks in.
Absolutely right. So thank you, and I really appreciate your time. Thanks a lot for coming on New Beginning Success Collaboration and New Beginning Inspiration for You podcast. I really, really appreciate. If you want to give any parting message to the audience, if I didn't cover any particular point, please feel free over here. And if you want to just summarize anything.
I think as much as we hear it over and over again, that you just have to remind yourself that the most important person is you and how you feel. Like you said, your health. And there's nothing more important than how you feel. When you feel great mentally and physically, you're not only serving yourself, you can serve so many others. So by making yourself a priority, by knowing that the most important thing is for you to feel good inside and out, and that you don't have to prove anything to anybody, you will experience a lot more pure joy in your life.
Thank you. And now, if someone wants to work with you and someone wants to find you, or which is the best way they can look for you? And
The best way is they can go on my website. Everything is sandyjoyweston.com. But I post a lot on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, Sandy Joy
I
Weston.
love your middle name. Yeah,
Me
that's
too.
amazing. Yeah, so your
It fits.
website, Sandy Joy Weston, and even on LinkedIn. Yeah, so
Yep, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever way you want to find me.
sure. Thank you, and really honored to interview you. And I'm sure would like to work with you and collaborate with you because hey, you have everything what I always wanted. So means surely means I would like to be in your community. Thank you. Thank you. God bless
You're
you.
welcome. So thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We are blessed to have you as part of our community, and whatever way we can help you, serve you, let us know. Please subscribe and let us know how we can help you, what resources you want. We have lots of free resources and also free collaboration joint venture groups you can join and explode your business, because most solopreneurs quit their business before they launch their first products, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why we have special launch service where you can monetize your digitals and become profitable as fast as within 7 days. And if you want to scale your business, join our membership New Beginning Success Collaboration, where we'll provide you MRR and PLR products and collaborations so that you can scale your business with ease and effortlessly. And hey, if you want to sell your digitals all over the world, yes, we will provide you affiliates more than 200 countries. So everything is possible. Just live your dream, follow your dream, and whichever way we can help you, do let us know. Thank you and God bless you.